What's going on, everybody? Today we are going to be continuing our Are You Afraid of the Dark Swiss poster series. Up next is episode 2, The Tale of Laughing in the Dark. This is what most people would consider to be the definitive episode of the series, where a cocky young boy is dared to go inside of a spook house to steal the nose off the clown Zeebo. As a kid, this was my favorite episode. It's no longer my favorite episode, but it is definitely up there. I think it's one of the most definitive episodes of the series, if not the most definitive, even though it's not my number one pick, and we'll get to my number one pick a little bit later. All right, before we go into Illustrator, we're going to go directly to the paper and sketch out some ideas. Okay, so as you can see here, we have our Tale of the Phantom Cab, one just kind of still left over from this paper. And I'm just going to do a general sizing of this. This does not have to be perfect at all. But the purpose of sketching is to make sure that you're gathering around some ideas for whenever you go to the computer. Your brain just works in a different way when you've got pen to paper. So I always highly recommend doing this. Okay, so the whole point of Swiss design is to capture the essence of something using basic geometric shapes. So what we've got here in this episode is we have Zeebo's nose, so a circle. And of course we'll just make that one red. And this also takes place at a carnival, so we want some really fun type of colors going on here. So I think that what I'm going to do for the background is we see a lot of purple in the episode. And then to kind of balance out this red, I may do like a series of circles, kind of going like this. Concentric circles going from the bottom left, just to kind of give like a dizzy type of feeling. You don't really get a dizzy feel, but it's a very disorienting place where he's going in to try to steal the nose from the clown. So it's kind of signifying here Josh's journey where he has to go through this fun house in order to get to the nose, which is right here. So it's an interesting concept, and we'll see if it works. And I think this is a good place for the title. And we'll do exactly what we did last time, where we have the storyteller. I'll just kind of mark where this is going to go. Episode 2. And then we'll do the air date, which I have not looked up yet. And of course, this does not mean that we have to stick to this layout right here. This is just getting some ideas down. And then once we actually get over into Illustrator, we can start moving some things around based on how the elements are working and whatever inspires us. Okay, so here's the Tale of the Phantom Cab. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this artboard over here. That way we can still maintain all of the same sizing that we did in the original poster. Whenever you're doing a series like this, you want to make sure that everything stays consistent with each other. And I'll go up here and unlock my guides. I'm going to select these, hold down Option and Shift, and bring this over so I can center it up. Make sure it's grouped together so I can center it to the actual artboard. Okay, we're good there. Let's go back to locking our guides. So now we can move around and we don't have to worry about grabbing those guides. And just for now, I'm going to move the background color off of here. So that way we can just go ahead and adapt our poster. We'll get rid of these squares because we're not using squares. I'll leave these here for now. I'm just going to go ahead and create our circles and see how we can adapt this. I'm going to move this probably here, and let's bring up our grid. All right, so I want this to go like right here, and maybe we'll just kind of size this up to here. Of course, we'll play around with it. But just like I said in the last video, what we're going to do is we're going to get our basic shapes down, and then we're going to worry about colors. I'm going to move these up here, just out of my way for a little bit. And we're going to align this to our grid. Right there, and this right here. And I'm gonna do probably this size divided by 4. And then I'll show you how easy it is to do these concentric circles here. So we're gonna select that circle, go to Object, Transform, and transform each. And we're gonna do a scale, horizontal and vertical at 200%. You can lock this if you want to. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna create instances where it's gonna scale it up 200% every time we hit copy. So we can hit copy one time, and then we can do Command or Control D on our keyboard, and that's just gonna keep on expanding. And this is actually a little bit too much. I'm gonna undo these, and we're gonna redo it again at a smaller size. Maybe I'll try 150. And now we'll hit copy, and then Command or Control D, and that's growing at a much better rate. I like that a lot better. I think that last one is a little bit too much, so we'll just kind of take this down right here. All right, so now let's change our type here to Laughing in the Dark. Let's go back into our regular mode here. And I want to maintain this size, so we need to figure out exactly what we're going to do. Now, I can take this one out if we want to. Let's see how many we have there. We've got a pretty good amount of them. So I think we might be able to do this, and we'll align up here to this grid. And actually, I just realized I need to kern before we set anything to a grid. And also, like I said in the last video, the original Swiss posters of the era had very tight kerning. So if you want yours to look authentic, make sure that you go in and just get a little bit of space in between the letters. And I'm actually pretty happy with the general placement of these right here. So let's just move it down to this grid line. And overall, this has really good balance here. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna get some colors in here. And here's our Swiss style color picker. This is a fantastic site. So all you have to do is click on these colors and it copies it to your clipboard. And we will paste this red in right here. I'm gonna find a purple. I'm gonna go in here and see if I can find a purple color. There's not really a purple, so we're gonna have to do like a darkened version of like a pink or something like that. Or maybe I'll just click on this blue and we'll just change the values of that to make it purple. So let's paste this in here and we'll move up our hue and we'll get it closer to purple. I think that's a good one right there. This is really interesting right here. Obviously I would never leave this color, but I really love it's almost got this effect on it because of these two colors. I actually might save that for later, just kind of like a reference and see if I can do something with that. It's very interesting how these colors are working together. So we'll just color drop this yellow right here. I think that works really well. And then in here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different circles here. So what we'll do here is just a good combination of some bright colors that you would have seen in the funhouse. So we'll get this bright green right here. I think that's gonna work well. Let's go down to the very first one and copy and paste that. And we'll rearrange these circles after we're done coloring them. Actually, I think I'll do this orange color in between the green and the blue. And it's also a nice subtle nod to the old Nickelodeon colors. And actually we'll make this third one yellow. I think that's gonna work well. And then we'll do this fun bright blue right here. And then the last one we'll do pink. Okay, so now what I wanna do is bring the smaller ones to the front. All right, and now we'll grab all of these right here. And I wanna see just about kind of encroaching in this area and see if it works. We'll obviously have to arrange our text a little bit and just kind of bring it forward. But I think we can give it some dimension there. All right, I think that works really well, actually. There's part of me that wonders what it would look like if we just kind of did something like this. If we went all the way over here to this grid right here. All right, I actually think that this does a pretty good job of capturing like the disoriented feeling that you have while watching this episode. And all the colors are still working really well with each other and we're able to read everything. And I just want to see what it looks like if we change this to white. I actually think I like that a little bit better. And let's go in here and update this information. This one was told by Betty Ann. And we'll update this 15 to a 22. And it was also directed by Ron Oliver. And I'm actually going to grab this lighter white color that's not 100% white. That way we're actually keeping to official Swiss colors. Okay, well here it is, our second installment of our Are You Afraid of the Dark Swiss poster series, The Tale of Laughing in the Dark. Alright, well that was a fun one to do. I've always loved this episode. If you're an Are You Afraid of the Dark fan, thank you so much for watching today. And even if you're not, still thanks for watching. If you like this video, please hit like and subscribe, and click the bell for notifications to be notified of all future videos. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.